Hey, welcome to Mike Martin's The Trumpet Perspective once again. So finally I've come back here after a little bit of a lull. This week's going to be Blues for Alice. That's going to be my tune that I've tried to learn this week. I'm going to get straight into it. If you like further information, stay tuned to the end of the video. Stay tuned to the end of the video if you like, and I'll follow this up with some explanation about Blues for Alice and exactly what's so special about it. It is a blues, but it's not your typical blues. Have a great week. See you next time. Hey, why not? Okay, I hope you enjoyed that playing of Bird's Blues for Alice. So let's just talk a little bit about it. I'm really at a loss because Charlie Parker wrote this tune in 1951. It's a call to blues, and as I said before, but it's a lot more than a blues. So in jazz, there's a technique called reharmonizing the chords, and there's some natural substitutions we can use. Like if you're familiar with the piano at all, or anything that you can play a chord on, if you have the one chord, for example, a C major, then that would just simply be C, E, G. C major 7 would be C, E, G, B natural. C dominant 7 would throw in a C, E, G with a B flat. And then C minor, of course, C, E flat, G, B flat. Anyhow, so on a blues, I'm looking at some material here, book from college, oddly enough, Jazz Theory and Practice. And there's a section right there. Boom, 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 boom. Putting it all together, Bird Blues. And I'm just going to read it pretty much verbatim. One of the most famous and more complex chord progressions from the bebop era is usually referred to as Bird Blues. This set of chord changes was made popular by Charlie Parker in his composition Blues for Alice, included in its entirety. Regardless of that, they get it. They put it in the book here, so you can look at it. It puts together some of the variations previously discussed. So they're talking about chord substitutions. But he took it very far. Whereas the normal blues, you'd go 4 bars on the tonic, in this case F, but they usually substitute a F7 even in that, and then it goes to B flat, which is the 4 of F, and then it comes back to F, and I think typically you'll go to the 5 chord and a few variations there and finish it out back on F. What Charlie Parker did was he used what's known in jazz as 2-5-1s or 2-5s. So when he takes it from F, shooting for that B flat chord, 4 bars later, he backs up and does 2-5-1s that step down from, and I'll just read it. So he's in F major, then he goes to E minor 7, A7, flat 9, so that's 1, 2, 5. And that should set you up in D, which it does. It takes you to D minor, G7 for the next bar. Then it goes down from D down to C minor 7 to F7, which that F7 sets it back up for the B flat, which is normally in a blues progression. He just walks down there. If you get a chance, listen to this. It's a beautiful progression, but it's difficult because you're, in essence, going through several different keys, bar to bar to bar. The E minor A7 should land on D major. The D minor G7 should land and settle on C major, and then the C major or the C minor and F7 should end up on B flat, which it does. So it's delayed. You're in the key of F, and then you're in essence in the key of D for a bar, and then you're in the key of C for a bar, and you finally kind of wind up in B flat. And that's one of the other tricks he does. Instead of a B flat 7 in blues, he makes it a B flat major 7. And he does the same thing again. He basically walks down 2-5-1s, and his target this time really isn't G minor or G major, because he throws in an A flat 2-5-1, which should go to G flat or F sharp. So this may be way over everybody's head. It's over my head to some degree, but just suffice it to say, when somebody calls a tune with Parker's Blues in it, you can pretty much forget the blues part for a moment, because you're going to be moving through a lot of changes, and usually pretty quick. Another thing here, if I had it, is the internet has a harmonic analysis that you can follow, and but that's about it. I mean, I've always appreciated this tune. It's been way over my head for a long time, but it was certainly one that I wanted to include into this memorization journey that I'm doing. So thank you for again tuning in, and as I've changed this format a little bit, hopefully it'll be a little bit more accessible by putting the music out first, and if you want to stay, like some of you may have, I'll talk a little bit about the tune. And with that said, somehow I've been doing a lot of Charlie Parker tunes. The next one I'm attempting and challenged to do is his other tune that was based on, I think it's Back Home in Indiana, and that's another quick bebop tune called Donna Lee, and that's going to be coming soon, I hope. I know I put a teaser out the other day, or maybe this morning. Anyhow, thank you so much for tuning in and sticking around. Tell your friends, I hope. Spread the word. Subscribe. And just leave your comments if you don't mind. Like I say, as I've stated in a number of videos, I'm not a master of jazz. I'm just trying to get better at it, which starts with memorizing the tunes, which I'm about 50 years late on that. And but I'm starting today. Actually, I started back in February. So thank you again, and share this with some folks if you think they might like it. I'm basically doing this to get myself back into the jazz that I studied years ago, and just try to become a better trumpet player, better musician. Thanks so much. Have a great evening, night, whatever time. My time right now is about 10 o'clock p.m. and take care.